Hello there folks, these are the hands of me, Dan Brown from Sort of Interesting, and here we've got a table absolutely full of Midori stuff, along with, rather handily, a load of scout books, notebooks at the back here, which I've discovered, and I think it's well worth a quick mention for any Midori fans out there, that these scout books, and as you can see there's an awful lot of colours and patterns and designs and all the rest of it, are extremely similar in size to the standard Midori books, just very, very slightly, maybe 2mm taller than the Midori books. So that means that for the passport size at least, they fit in perfectly. And well, we'll put those to the side for a second, because we're going to have a dive in and look in general, for anybody who's not familiar, at what the Midori system is as a general whole. So, we've got here a Midori leather cover, as you can see. This is the Star Ferry edition, with the imprinted various bits and pieces there, and obviously the green band around it. And well, if we pop it open, then you'll see that the band that keeps it all together is threaded through the back, so you can easily replace that with a new band or different colours and so on. And then down the middle here, which is basically the sort of the linchpin of the entire setup, you've got a piece of elastic threaded through, and this is properly threaded along with a bookmark which is not elasticated, and it's all held together with this metal, I don't know what the technical term for that is, but basically everything's pinched together inside that. So it's not really straightforward and easy to replace this, but it can be done if you're willing to just prise that open, and obviously it needs to be replaceable to some extent to replace them when they wear out. So, if you're not familiar with Midori and all this sort of stuff, then basically you have your leather cover here, and as I say, you've got your band down the middle, which you use to then put all your various inserts in. Now, this being the Star Ferry edition, I've got the rather nice green and gold book here, and well, this is just the plain book basically, and obviously, well, do whatever you wish with that. And now to insert one book, it's a nice simple thing. You take the longer piece of elastic and literally thread it through at the centre of the book, and then pretty much as you would expect, that's now held in place. So that's nice and simple. We've got one book in there, but what about after this? So you've got all sorts of various other notebooks. I mean, I've just got a simple lined book here, and I've got this that I quite like, the free diary. I think this is insert 006 and this is insert 001. And basically the free diary just comes with loads of these diary pages with no markings at all. No date, month, days, dates, nothing at all. So you can start the week on a Wednesday if you want. Basically set it up however you want, and if you want to miss out 5 months in a go, you can go from 1 month straight to the end of the year and all that sort of stuff. And, well, personally I'm using it as my record for when I move the boat, as you can see here. And so, now we've got two notebooks. How do you want to fit them in? Well, we certainly don't want them just being stacked inside like that. So, this is where it starts to get interesting. You've got, really, you're meant to have proper elastic bands, like more traditional elastic rubber bands. But what I've got here, and I quite like this over standard bands, is another one of these elastic loops that is meant to go on the outside to keep it all together like the green one is. But I use this personally instead of an elastic rubber band, and what I like about this is it adds another few tassels to the bottom and gives it that Indiana Jones sort of travelling look. And so when it comes to adding in more than one notebook, you want to once again open up the next one to the centre, then thread your band down that. Very difficult to do one-handed to try and keep it on camera. So now you can see, nice and simple, straight down the middle there. And now I've seen various ways of doing this. You can either have this band go down the centre of the notebook that's already in there, held on by the main band. But personally, what I like to do, and it might be held in better if it's the rubber band, because it's not going to be so smooth to come out, but well, if you've got the band on the outside of the cover, you're very unlikely to lose any of these books. But how I like to do it is then thread the entire other notebook through the other part of the elastic band. So now you can see we've got two notebooks in, all held nice and securely. So, what about other stuff? Well, we can add a third notebook in, of course. So once again, what you want to do here is open up to the centre. I'm sure you're seeing the pattern here, and basically then go through the other side of the elastic band that I have just put the cream book, the diary, on the back there. And well, as you can see, we are now 3 books in and all held nice and securely. And well, finally I've got another insert here. This is the plastic zipper pocket. It's got various, obviously a zip pocket on there, large pocket on one side, card pockets on the other. And this, as you can see, has got a slight cut in at the top and the bottom. So, if you wish, you can then squeeze this in as well. And this, being the sort of encompassing all of the notebooks inside, you want to then put in, basically, behind all of them, and once again, behind the main elastic band that's going through the green book that we put in first. So if we pop that in now, as you can see, we've got quite a bit going in here. And that basically then, once the elastic's lined up with the grooves, slots into place. And well, there you have it. You've now got 4 inserts in your Midori cover. But this comes with a problem. And personally, I don't ever intend to use this many inserts in one go. Because as you can see, the cover, obviously being only a certain amount of leather, is not quite long enough if you fill it with, well, as you can see, the 4 inserts in there, to entirely cover all of the inserts at the very edge there. So if we pop this out of the band on, you can see it's all nicely held in place and, well, pretty much what you would ask for. But obviously you're not quite protecting everything that you have got in there. So that's something to think about depending on how you want to use this. So personally, what I normally do is just have either 1 or 2 books in, and depending on where I am, whether I'm at home, on the boat or wherever, I might have the diary included or not, or just my general green book, which I'm using as a sort of general journal, I suppose. As you can see, some terrible drawings there. And the front book I am using as general sort of note-taking and to-dos and that sort of thing. And I was envisioning using this plastic pocket more, but don't really use it that much. So if we take that out, that's a little bit of space saved. And as you can see, it does just about cover the majority when you remove that. But if you take out another one of these books, for argument's sake we'll take the front one out here, you can see suddenly it's absolutely back to being spot on and perfect. And, well, I'd say personally, 2 or 3 notebooks and not having those in is my preferred setup. Like I say, when you've got the scout books as well, that, well, I was fascinated to discover are pretty much the perfect size to go in. That's obviously opened up a lot more sort of colourful notebooks to go in here. So I think I'll probably use these to replace this green one when it's full. And as these are also plain notebooks, I've got these in. It obviously means that they're far more pleasant for writing and general, well, as you've just seen my terrible drawings. But just to prove the point, if we pop this open here, you can once again simply slot it in, and that pretty much works exactly how you would expect. And once again, because it's pretty much the same width, it doesn't do anything to the general outside of the notebook, but it does, as you can see, just stick very, very slightly further down or up, depending on how it's lined up, than the other notebooks. Like I say, I mean, that's pretty much perfect though. It's certainly not something that I would notice when you've got a few millimetres spare on the top of the cover there still. So, that's been an incredibly quick look at how the general Midori setup works. Obviously, I mean, you can chuck a pen in. I normally have it on the inside just to make sure it doesn't slip out. But obviously you can get little bits and pieces to add to this here, and obviously pen loops, and you've seen different inserts that are available. So thank you very much for watching. Make sure you check out my other videos, because I've got an absolute ton of notebook videos on YouTube at the minute. And well, plenty more to come. So that's been the Midori. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe, like the Facebook page, and well, I'll see you around soon. Farewell.